Fresh, fresh, freshy, flex, fresh, fresh, freshy, flex, fresh, fresh, Helmas, bless, Kabit Cafe, bless.
Hi. Hi. So yeah, I'm not even gonna hold y'all long. I'm just gonna talk about the title really quick. I'm like, I might as well just jump live just because y'all all sending it to me. So I'm just like, oh, okay. Obviously, you guys want to talk about it. So just gonna jump on here really fast and talk about these never before seen Shanquella Robinson pictures. Okay. Um, if you don't know what picture we're talking about, welcome back to the Charlotte Wood Show. Hit the like, subscribe. Boom. We are talking about this photograph right. Her Guadalajara Lies has sat over there, shaped like he shaped. Absolutely. You know what? And you know what? Let me, because and I'm gonna play your video. Yeah, and I'm gonna play part of your video. I show am. I show am. And I don't care if you have a problem with it. I really don't care. You ugly at the bottom of the screen. Look at him down here at the bottom of the screen, ugly. I don't care, Guadalajara. So yeah, because I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't like him. And I feel like he is a liar. And at the same time, we don't even know if this is her. We don't even know if this is Shanquella. I mean, it could be. It definitely could. I'm not going to say that it legit isn't, but that person a little plump, that's down there, at the bottom of that screen. Shanquella was a little bitty thing, but again, it just so happened to where her face isn't showing at all. Oh, this is not supposed to be funny. No, I'm just saying, like, he just so happens to have a picture and her face ain't in it at all. Like, because we know for a fact, I'm just saying, because he's saying we know for a fact what Shanquella looked like breast down. Because that is how he's saying that this is her being identified within this moment. Okay. Now, there has been a lot of people that have visited Cabo. We don't know if this person on the ground is deceased, or anything like that. I'm just saying we don't know. We don't know. I said it just so happens to where we don't see no face. I mean, if you're gonna show that, you might as well show her face. I mean, that because to me, so at least we know that that's her. How do we know that? I, I just want to know. How is this her being identified? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay. And again, who took this picture? So say this was true. Is this protocol to take pictures? During because that's weird. Coroner, people like that, cool. But just randomly, uh-uh. And then ain't none of the friends there. Where are they? Because you said Cabo 6 took this pic. Where are they? I don't see none of the Cabo 6 nowhere in this photograph. Do you see the Cabo 6? I don't see the Cabo 6. Where were they? All six of them, was they all huddled in a circle to the left? Like where are they? I'm like, there's no one from the trip in this photograph. I, you know me, I pay attention to detail. The body does swell, and 6 people was also in attendance. Girl, ain't none of these 6 people here. You see any of the 6 people around this swelling body? The body swells, but the body also can just look like that too, like that. Hmm. It does swell, but uh, she was small, so she wouldn't have went from plickly pow to Fafun. That wouldn't happen. They don't say you blow up 2 times yourself. No, they ain't saying nothing about BBL and death have nothing in common. So yeah, and your feet, I don't know, it's weird. It's a little weird. It's a little, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, y'all want to just believe it, y'all go right ahead. But I'm confused. I am confused. I definitely am. Shout out to Chantel McClain. I'm trying to find you. Why is this so blurry? Good question. Why is this so why? Why is this so blurry? Shout out to Chantel McClain for the super sticker. Thank you so much, sweetie. Beautiful. It's wonderful. Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you, girl. I earned that. I deserve that. Thank you, girl. Y'all. Chantel, where is the Cabo 6? Look, where is the Cabo 6 at, girl? I don't see and one of them. It was too many of them for not at least a foot to be in that photograph. For them not to be at least be on the side somewhere. You would have seen at least 1 or 2 of them. Where are they? Who is this girl right here? Is this because that's not Carolina? That's not Dr. Kevorkian. Who is that? Who is that? What is going on? I'm confused. I'm confused. I'm confused. I'm confusion. But, he says that that's her. So I'm like, okay, alrighty. It just so happened none of her face. Just, that's an odd angle to take a picture. Like, what is the point of just basically taking pictures of feet? Shout out to Lala. She said, "Hey, Pooh, I love you all the way from Philly. Shout out to Philly. Keep up the great work. Great way. We support you 100%. Thank you so much for the super sticker, sweet tea. Thank you so much. That's not even the clothes she was wearing. When Bernard, her father, when he saw her, I could have sworn he said she had on a gown. He said that she had on a gown. But I mean, it could have been the gown that they changed her into when she got there. That's very possible. But yeah, I just find that weird. But he says that this is her, y'all. He said that this is her. Hold on. Go all the horror lies. He said that this is her. Look at him, just uphead, just shaped wrong. Look at the so ugly and lying while unattractive.
Again, both cases are punishable in Mexico. And let's go see the images, please.
Como puede ver, en ese momento es que que la joven Miss Robinson era revisada por la doctora de la clínica American Medical Center.
He lying in Spanish right now. They're about to translate his lie.
In this picture, you can see the moment Shanquella Robinson was being attended by the doctor from the American Medical Center clinic.
So he's saying that this is Dr. Kevorkian. He's saying, let me show y'all. Boom. He's saying this lady right here in the scrubs that is Dr. Kevorkian, and that is y'all saying no sir. And they saying that's Dr. Kevorkian, and that's Dr. Kevorkian of Carolina Orleans, her that's her right there in the purple. I believe that's like a purple, burgundy, whatever, color scrub with the bandana wrapped around her head. Mhm. Absolutely. So that is allegedly her, and that is allegedly Shanquella on the ground. Allegedly, he go a closer up picture. Boom. Okay, so the lady right here with the scarf wrapped around her head, or whatever, that bandana, whatever you want to call that. I believe that's what that is. Um, right there is in front of Shanquella. Again, if Shanquella's body was allegedly this swollen in front of this doctor, how would she not have known that Shanquella was deceased? How would she not have known that? Rigor mortis, all other type of. How would she not have known that? Like when she got there? Because again, due to the autopsy, it states that she passed away 15 minutes after her injury. So again, Shanquella passed in the morning. There's no way that happened in the evening. And if so, it meant that that happened 15 minutes before she got there. But she said when she got there, and again, we'll pull that up too. This alleged doctor that is in this photo, she stated that Shanquella had stable signs when she got there. Okay, so let's get into this. So this is the doctor allegedly. Now, I can't verify that. I don't know. From what I gather, that doesn't look like the woman. The hair color does, but other than that, whatever. So here is I'm going to read the report. I'm going to show you. I have the report up on the screen, and I'm going to read the report that she gave. This one right here. So, Shanquella Robinson's police report. The information from the police report shows that at 2:13 on October 29th, medical help was summoned to Villa Linda 32, a property run by Cabo Villas, located in San Jose del Cabo. Around an hour later, Dr. Carolina Beatrice Ornalaz, okay, Gutierrez of the American Medical Center. So they're saying that this is Dr. Carolina Orleans, this woman right here on the screen. That is her, okay, allegedly. Okay, so this is her. And according to the report, house calls to vacation rentals for routine non-emergency medical services are common in tourist hubs in Mexico. The observer confirmed with American Medical Center on Monday that Guerrero is employed there. The hospital did not respond to requests for the medical and autopsy reports. It is unclear in the police report who called for medical help, but reporting person is listed as Winter Donovan of Greensboro. Donovan is one of the 6 people identified by family, friends, and media sources as the person Robinson was traveling with. Donovan could not be reached for comment. Okay, we don't care. Okay, let's go right here. The police report is in Spanish, according to the Charlotte Observer translation of the document. Okay, now with this police report being in Spanish at this time, this is when Guadalajara's Metropolala Galheraldo the Liar was going around sending the police report to any blog or any website that'd take it. The Guardian, the Charlotte Observer, TMZ. He was sending it to everybody so that they could have a copy of the police report as long as they stated that they got it from Metropolitan, right? So this is, again, what Metropolitan is doing all over again. The only thing that gave him any credibility with him over there being unattractive is that he had the police report. So that gave him any type of credibility or clout, if you will, is because he had the police report. That's how everybody, no one would have gotten that police report if it was not for Geraldo, okay, the liar, if it was not for him. So that's what gave him his little credibility, right? That's it. That's all the credibility he had. And then he came forward, went around telling all these lies on different platforms, talking about, oh, there's the second tape. Oh, no, there's not the second tape, and all of this stuff in Spanish, all right? So now he's doing it all over again. He has no credibility within this story. Everyone knows that he is a clout chaser. He is a liar. He is not doing this for justice. He is doing this to get his name out there, okay? He's doing this to get his unattractive face out there is what he is doing, all right? So with that being said, now he done got this picture, because it's only one picture. It's only one picture. So I don't know what people, because whatever. So he only has one picture. And again, these other pictures, because I believe there's a picture of him of the back of the house or coming, I don't know. But whatever. None of the Cabo Six are in none of these photographs. None of them. Okay, so that means anybody could just go over there right now, rent the villa, and take a picture, and whatnot. And it's mighty convenient that it's mighty convenient that now all of a sudden that you can rent the villa back out where this happened. Now all of a sudden here you come out with these pictures, whatever. So because he only had that one picture, and I feel like he went and Geraldo. I feel like he went and took pictures of the back of the house and stuff himself. So he went over there, he took pictures himself, like the background pictures, and then made it look like, because again, nobody's in those pictures. The one of the back of the house. Let me show y'all, because I feel like y'all don't know what I'm talking about. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me show you, because I'm like, there's nobody in these pictures. I'm like, anybody could have took those photographs. Now, the one inside with Shanquella, shut up, with Shanquella allegedly on the floor. I don't know, but these other ones, let me show you. Where is it? Like this one. Hold on, not that one. Where is it? Okay, so like this picture right here. What does this have to do with anything? You could have took this picture yourself. None of the Cabo Six are in this picture. None of the paramedics or first responders or nothing like that are in this photo. Like, how does that prove it? What does this prove? I'm just like, this is weird. Like, where ain't nobody in this picture? You could have went and took this picture right here yourself. And he tried to make it seem like this is a picture that they gave him. No, it's not. No, it ain't. No, I don't trust him. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. I don't trust this dude. I don't trust this dude. This is a snake. I'm telling you, this dude is crooked. This dude is crooked. I'm telling you, it's so crooked about him. Because what does this picture have to do with anything? I'm just saying, what does this prove that this happened while Shanquella was there? What that were? What that were? There, again, none of the Cabo Six are in this picture, okay? None of the paramedics or first responders are in this picture. The doctor's not in this picture. No one is in this photograph. It is just a picture of the hallway. That is it. So that means you could have went over there yourself, Geraldo, and took this picture and the other ones of, I believe there's one of the right here. So with him showing this right here, This proves nothing. When did this happen? Is that the actual concealed driveway? There are other driveways that look like this. I'm like, this proves nothing. I'm like, I don't know, but if y'all want to sit over there and believe it, A for effort. A for effort. I'm like, is it all of this is weird? I'm like, all of this is weird. But this photograph as well, let's back to it. Oh, good Lord. This picture right here, I mean, it could be. It could be. Again, I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. It could be. No idea. But why, again, does it just so happen that you take a picture of her feet? You get the picture basically because we have no idea who this person is. Even if that is allegedly because you put that watermark right over that woman's face. Why? Why? Oh, why is the watermark right over her face? Why? We have no clear indication if that is Carolina Kevorkian. There's no clear indication. Okay? I feel like that's deliberate. That is deliberate. That could be anybody. And I feel like that's kind of racist. Yep, I'm calling it out. I feel like that's kind of racist that you just found a picture of, a woman. Let me find out y'all staged this. Let me find out that is a Mexican woman on that floor. Let me find out it is an Afro-Latina on this flow and y'all staged this. That better not be no Mexican on that flow. Geraldo. Let me find out that you said you gonna Tasha K this situation and blow up Shuaib. Who is that on this ground? Why folk come we can't see their face? It better not be no Mexican on this flow. That's all I know. That better be a black. That needs to be a black on that ground. It does look staged. I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know. This is weird. This is weird. And he put the watermark right over the doctor's face. The only thing that could necessarily verify the situation was that doctor being present. Which doesn't make sense because who took the picture? Because I would think that the doctor took the picture. If anyone was going to take a picture in that room, it would have been the doctor. I don't believe that the pic is fake. Yeah, okay. We have no way of knowing that it's real. That doctor face, look up the doctor face and see if that's her. Okay, I'm about to look her up. Who is messy? Who is messy? Y'all saying that's not Shanquella? Y'all don't think so? I don't know. Like I said, it looked, this is weird. I'm sorry. It's weird. That's not even her body type. I don't know. It's weird. It's not given. You know who could state if this is true or not? Nazir. Because Nazir said that he did, he said he didn't leave her side. Okay, Nazir, was this what she was wearing? Did she have this on? He could verify. He could verify. We don't know. We can't see a face. No, I agree. And I think that that's deliberate. Because if it's her, just show her. I mean, if you're going to show this much, you might as well just show the whole thing. Just show the whole thing. Why would you deliberately post a picture not showing the person's face? Because I don't know who that is. I can't say that that's Shanquella. I cannot say that that's that doctor. I cannot say that those were the first responders that were there. I can't say none of that. I can attest that I wasn't there. I have no idea. So I don't know. It could have been somebody on the phone. And they could have flipped their phone, took a picture real quick. I don't know, or faked or been recording. This could be a video. As far as we know, that could be another reason why it's blurry, because there's a video being taken. So it's this is just a picture of a still instead of because it could have been a video, and and that's why the picture isn't as clear for sure. It could have been that, but again, we don't know if this is real. I have no idea if that's Shanquella. And again, if you're going to state that that is her, why not make sure that she can be verified? It's like, why not make sure of that when you already known to be a liar? Why not make sure? It's gruesome for privacy. Did you not see the fight video? I mean, her life was ended during that video. Did you not see it, sweetie? I'm just saying. A picture of her on the ground. I really don't see the harm. When Kanika Jenkins passed away and her photos came out, her family again wanted them to be out so that they could keep gaining awareness to injustice they felt happened to Kanika. So it's the same thing. I feel that the family, if known, which I don't think that they knew about this, which I sent it to her sister, Quilla Long. I sent it over just to make sure that she knew. But again, so yeah, if they had to use a photograph like this, as well to keep the awareness going and to keep people talking about it, so they can keep making sure the extradition process is happening and whatnot. I feel no different than the video. The family wanted the video out there. It's by their wish that the video is out there to be seen, to again create awareness around the situation. So I think that they will want it the same way. I mean, if you're going to be exploiting it. So here's the thing: if the picture is gruesome, if it's for privacy and for privacy purposes, you wouldn't show it at all. I mean, it's just her feet and whatnot passed away, and her whole body, like, she's gone. So the proper thing to do would be not to show it at all. And then another thing, we don't see her. We don't know that that is her. We don't know that. She did have allegedly a swollen eye, her father said, a cut on her lip and whatnot, but that's not gruesome. I don't view that as gruesome. Honestly, the proper thing to do would be to not show it at all. If we're going to, because gruesome is gruesome. You may not find this gruesome. You may find this okay. And if this is really her and she's allegedly deceased in this video, in this photograph, then that's gruesome enough for some people. But again, we don't know if that's her. We have no idea. And again, I find that mighty convenient for him to just show torso down. Like, I feel like that was deliberate. A way of, we have no idea. Again, with the majority of his information, we have no idea if it's true or if it's false. No different than the police report. We don't know if that police report is real. He could have wrote that himself. We don't know that. So again, it was in Spanish, translated into English. So yeah, yeah, no, agreed. That's why I said if if the pictures were gruesome and whatnot, why haven't you shown them? Why haven't you shown it at all? Because what does this do besides gain clout? One thing I will say is if these pictures are real, then it does show us that they dressed her, that they put clothing on her. That would be something that I feel like it shows. But again, that would be something for the police, because again, think about in America with our FBI, right? There has been no information really given from our FBI, but you got him over there in Mexico just destroying their case, and that's just fine, because stuff like this is key evidence, especially during an investigation. Um, Again, this will be very crucial for the federal government, well, not even that, for whoever has this as an open investigation in Mexico. This will be crucial components for them, not us. These pictures do nothing for us but make us discuss. That's it. And he's posting these pictures for clout and to try to prove a point, because he keeps lying time after time after time after time. Him and his website, all they do is lie. We just read a lie about the subpoenas, and whatnot from Mexico. Well, he says Charlotte has subpoenaed, all six of the whatever. So he posts these pictures to prove a point to me, to keep his clout going, running around this girl's name. Because again, the family should have been aware of all of it. If this is truly a picture of her, and whatnot, again, why does the family got to keep hearing about this stuff from us if all of this is so real? He was put on national news syndicated platforms, like not even, well, yeah, cable, ABC News. Literally, they're live saying, watch the information you get, using him as the example. Again, he has super dropped the ball. He is quick as he tried to make good press for himself, he got karma and got bad press by literally anchors standing on national news. But like literally, you got an anchor speaking on you, and they're saying that you're a liar and that people need to watch misinformation because this is how it gets spread, and whatnot. And they're using you as the guinea pig. That's pretty tragic press. Now I get all publicity is good publicity, but when you literally got places to where there are millions of people watching at once, and you do get the limelight, or you do get mentioned. And when you do, because the news, like literally, they said on the news, this is the site. Nobody named it. Nobody said Metropololi. They all just said this is the place that has basically been lying, saying that there's been an arrest made. There hasn't been. So he has a lot to prove, literally. Like, he ain't worried about us YouTubers, because he done been on platforms, bigger platforms, and they call him out for his lies and misinformation. So yeah, he got a lot to prove. So him coming out with photographs and stuff like this is to try to make himself seem or deem credible, and he's not. He's a liar. So with him being a liar, again, you can choose to just believe it, because you see it, so it's just like, oh, okay, that's definitely her. How can one look at this photograph? Let me pull up the one that's bigger. Look at this photograph and say that is her. Like, how? What makes you think that besides somebody is telling you? Do you think it may be a screenshot from a video? Yes, that's what I said earlier. I said it could be a video. But again, just looking at this photograph, what makes you know that that's her? That's all I'm saying. And when I look at it, I can't just say that's her. I don't know. I have no idea. No, that could be anybody. It could be. I don't know. That could be anybody. That doctor, it could be anybody. It could be anybody. And then the watermark is literally right in front of that doctor's face. So even if we do put a side by side up, what are we putting a side by side up next to? A watermark? So it's like, now people will, if you want to work that hard, remove the watermark just to see if that's her. And it's still not necessarily a good angle to state if it's her, but you can't say that it's not. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's mighty convenient that this is the photo that he chose, to where you can't literally look at that doctor and point her out from in a million woman march, and then to look down at that photograph of Shanquella and be able to say that that is Shanquella for a fact. I get that the body swells when the body passes away due to certain fluids, someone not being released. I get that. I definitely do. But again, how do we know that that is her? Like, we don't. Like, but we don't know that. That's why I said it's mighty convenient for him not to show the face, for him not to show above the shoulders. Like, that's crazy to me. It's like, if you're gonna show this, you might as well just show her. I mean, you might just at least lips down, nose down, or something, even if you didn't want to go, from head to toe. That this photograph just does not make sense to me. It's a very convenient photo. Very convenient photo is what this photograph gives me. That's all. It's just very convenient to where you can't really say yes or no. You're just left with a bunch of questions. Because I know that I am. Again, if anybody from the Cabo Six would have been in the picture, that would definitely have authenticated the matter. Why I say something is staged, because again, it's mighty convenient that you can rent out the Cabo place now, and all of a sudden you have these photographs. So it could be a staged thing. That's what I'm saying. It's a possibility that you could have staged this, because it's the doctor there, and you have first responders there, but you don't have anybody there from the Cabo Six. Anybody there. None of them are there from the Cabo Six. None of them. So that's why it could be staged. Because again, we don't know if that's her. The only people that can verify that is the 6 people that were there. So if Nazir, because technically, even Bernard can't verify it, because he saw her body when she was shipped, but she had an autopsy done at that point, I believe. So again, wherever she went, I'm sure they could have changed her into a different garment, to where when he saw her, she did have on like a gown, like a medical gown. Because that's what I'm thinking Bernard is saying that she had on, was like a medical gown. So he can't even verify that. Only the person, whoever, conducted the autopsy. Because you have to remove the clothing. To conduct one. So, and they usually don't put the clothes you had on back on you. The medical garments are easier to put back on, put on a person. So yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely not going to say that this is her. I'm not going to say that. I'm not. Only the people that were there can, because again, her face is not in this photograph, so she cannot be verified. The family was not there to know what she was wearing. So I'm sure she was the type of gal that had a lot of clothes. So they were not there to verify what clothing she had on, because they did not see her. So again, we have no idea. And this person in this photograph, I get that the body swells. I get that. But they do look, with Shanquella, with her frame, it does not look like the same frame to me. I mean, it could be, but I don't know. No, TMZ does not have this photograph. Only YouTubers. Only YouTubers are sharing it. And the big popular blogs and websites and whatnot are not sharing it. Because again, you can't verify it. Now you may see a couple blogs may post like, oh, word around town is that this is allegedly, So you might have that, but because that's all he's trying to do. He wants this photograph to go viral. He wants it to go viral. And again, she can't be verified within this photograph. Who's going to verify besides the Cabo Six? Those are the only people that can verify if that is Shanquella. Those are the only people. Nobody else can, because nobody else was there. So I don't know. If you want to just believe it, you go right ahead. But something ain't right. This dude is crooked. Misinformation. I agree. It's a lot of misinformation going around. It could be her. I'm not going to say that. I'm not. I'm not. Wow. Shout out to Chantel. Yeah. Thanks for being Shanquella, keeping Shanquella's story alive online. This beautiful sweetie had the exact same birthday as my daughter. Oh, Lauren McLean. I will think of her every year. Oh, that's sweet. On January 9th, we are praying for her family and continuing to talk about her until she gets a chance, just as she deserves. Thank you so much, Chantel. I deserve everything that you just gave me. Thank you so much. Oh my word. You just gave me everything that I was supposed to get, and I appreciate that. Thank you. You sure know how to give a person what they were supposed to get. Thank you. This is amazing. Thank you, sweetie. Oh my goodness. That is so lit. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, I deserve it. I deserve. Thank you. That was really nice. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Raining down on the kid. I know what a blessing, right? What a blessing. Oh, thank you so much, Chantel. You're so sweet. Yes. Chantel. She said, I'm gonna make rain on shine. Thank you so much, Chantel. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Um, so y'all, look, I don't know. I still don't feel like it's her. I really don't. I think that he is setting up to be viral again. He's just setting up a new viral moment for a bunch of people to go around and share this and talk about it so that it'll all go back to him. Why y'all think, look at this watermark. He wants all of the clouts. Okay? The Mexica journalist. It said right there, right there, copyright. All of that. He wants all of the clout. Okay? Every piece of the clout. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. He wants every piece. There's not a piece of this clout that he don't want. Is what is given, if you ask me. It's that simple. It really is. What else did he say? He said, when let's go back into this doctor. Okay, let's go back into the police report. Because again, this is allegedly the doctor in this photograph that Guadalajara Lies has posted. Let me pull this back up. Sorry. Yeah, the Charlotte report. Yeah. So let's get back into the police report. Where were we? I don't want to read the whole thing over again. Okay. All right. Okay, so this doctor, right, close. So this doctor, which is Dr. Guerrero, attempted an IV, but it was unsuccessful. Okay, well, let me go back because I'm going to read this part again. Police report indicates Guerrero found a female understood in the report to be Robinson with stable vital signs but dehydrated, unable to communicate verbally, and appearing to be inebriated. Okay, so this lady right here, allegedly, Dr. Carolina Kevorkian in the purple, allegedly that's her. Okay, she said that Shanquella was dehydrated. Okay. She said that she was unable to communicate verbally and appearing to be inebriated. Why she ain't say nothing about her body being so swollen? Because Shanquella was not this size normally, if this is Shanquella in this photo, correct? Shanquella is not this size. So if her body was swelling due to her have passed away, that would not have happened in that short amount of time that the doctor was there. Like, it's weird. It's weird. Honestly, that doesn't make any sense. How is all these fluids being released and whatnot, all of it, and you have no idea? Like, that did not just happen. You got there at 3:30 and her body was like this and it was swollen and this nature. No. And then with her body being this swollen, why would she try to administer an IV anyway? Why would she try to administer an IV anyway if her body was this swollen? Weird. Weird. That doesn't even make sense. Wow. But let's keep reading. Okay. The doctor reported that she believed Robinson needed to be transferred to a hospital. Okay. But her friends insisted that she be treated in the villa. So she listened to the friends. We get that part. But why didn't the doctor just tell the truth? Shanquella needed to be transported to a hospital because she was deceased. Because she was deceased. Like, she was gone. And this person, this doctor, Carolina, she knew the girl was gone. She knew she was gone. Okay? And you know, and how we know that? The doctor reported that she believed Robinson needed to be transferred to a hospital. Meaning there's nothing I can do. Because this was a non-emergency call. This is a non-emergency call. So if it's to the point to where she needs to be transported to a hospital immediately, then there is nothing you can do. So why stay there? Who cares what the friend said? Because you're a doctor. And with you being a doctor, you know she needs to be transferred right away. We got to get her up out of here. But you listen to the friends and decide to try to work on her there. A corpse? Again, the autopsy stated that Shanquella passed away 15 minutes after her injury. So, again, that means that Shanquella's injury would have had to occur while the doctor was there in order for Shanquella to have had any signs of being stable at all when the doctor got there. She lied. This doctor is a liar. Okay? Shout out to K Bragg. She says, I think the doc was paid off and they never did anything to her body. The autopsy contradicts the doctor's story. It absolutely contradicts this doctor's story. Because again, Shanquella did not survive after 15 minutes of her injury. So if this doctor is stating, like it says in this report, the police report indicates Guerrero has found a female understood in the report to be Robinson with stable vital signs. How, if she passed away 15 minutes after her injury? How was that possible? How was that possible for her to have still been alive? It's not. Every health professional. Even the ones that came on Nancy Grace's show said that yes, with the internal decapitation, some people don't even survive minutes. Some people it's instant. But for the ones that do, about 10 minutes, 15 tops. Very short time. So, how in the world would that girl having being internally decapitated, surviving? Because the doctors state that she was paralyzed immediately. Like, there's no, and paralysis, there's no moving, there's no nothing after that. When she was sitting there on the floor, that was it. Like, she didn't move again. And now she was moved, but she ain't move after that. So it's at the point where she could hear everything that's going on around her and whatnot, failing to breathe, struggling to breathe. But other than that, that's it. So 15 minutes after that, up to, she was gone. So again, there is no way in the world this doctor came to where Shanquella was, and Shanquella was alive. No, she is lying. That is why the doctor report contradicts the autopsy. Why it contradicts the autopsy? Because this damn doctor lied. She alluded to the fact that it was alcohol poisoning, and the doctor didn't know what she was covering for. That's why they cancel each other out. And that's the truth. She didn't know that Shanquella had been decapitated internally. Again, that's not something that you can just see, on site. That's something that you would literally x-rays or something within that nature, in order to know. So she didn't know what she was covering for. She had no idea. That's what I think. I think she really thought that Shanquella may have passed away because, again, visibly, that's nothing that a doctor could see. But she knew that Shanquella was gone. She knew that when she got there. She knew Shanquella was deceased. She did. She just figured maybe she did drink herself to death, or something like that accidentally, or something like that. Who knows, type of situation. But that it's internal decapitation, that Dr. Kevorkian, oh no, she was not expecting that. She was not. She was not expecting that. If anything, she would have expected her drink being spiked, or something like that, and her passing from something like that versus to eternal decapitation. No, that is not. I just don't feel like that's what she had no idea. Lady Likeliness said, what about the damage to the face? Yeah, true. The Cabo 6 blamed it on the alcohol from what it's giving me. That, but again, that's definitely something to take into consideration. Her face and the status of obviously something physical, happened here. But that completely was overlooked as well. So that's another reason why I just feel like the last thing this doctor expected was to hear something of internal decapitation, because there's no way of her story lining to that. There's no way, because you have a 15-minute window and that's if a person doesn't pass away instantly from it. But if they don't, you have a 15-minute window. She gave herself hours in this police report. She gave herself hours. She was there with Shanquella for hours working on her. How if when you got there, she was already deceased? That is what she didn't expect, that eternity, because She feeling like it was going to be something else. You know, again, maybe a drugging, you know, or something like that. A drugging gone wrong, you know, or something like that, honestly. Because if something like that did happen, the doctor still wouldn't be to blame. It would still be, well, who did it to her? You know, type of situation. The doctor didn't, you know, so she could have had an alibi like, oh, she was still conscious, you know, but she wasn't talking, all of that. No. When that lady got there, she said that, I'll pull her record right here. Guerrero found a female understood in the report to be Robinson with stable vital signs but dehydrated, unable to communicate verbally, and appearing to be inebriated. Now that's given all of the signs of like being drugged, you know, or something like that. Meaning she was still conscious, you know, and whatnot. She wasn't able to talk, you know, but no, you explained a corpse is what this doctor is explaining, low key. But before, and this is before finding out that it was internal decapitation. So when she was saying all this in the to the police in the report, she had no idea. So she gave herself way more time than what she actually had. That is why the autopsy and her police report does not match, because she lied. She came to a corpse because what happened to her? 15 minutes. This chick literally gave herself hours. So let's hear about the hours, how we know that she is a flat out liar and she needs to go up under the jail as well. She absolutely does. Okay, so yeah, the doctor reported she believed Robinson needed to be transferred to a hospital, but her friends insisted that she be treated in the villa. Dr. Guerrero attempted an IV, but it was unsuccessful. According to the report, it's unclear what medication was in the IV. The information from the police says the doctor was there for close to an hour when Robinson began having a seizure. The convulsions from the seizure lasted less than a minute, according to the report. At this point, the patient's friend named Winter Donovan called 911 to request an ambulance, according to Observer Spanish to English translation of the report. This was around 4:20 p.m. Again, there was no way Shanquella was alive when this doctor got there. Even her telling on herself, stating that Shanquella was never responsive while she was there. Never. Never. And then another thing, how can the friends overthrow the patient? That doesn't make any sense. So, as a medical professional, a doctor, if you know that this patient needs to go to the hospital and this patient is unresponsive, meaning this patient is not telling you out of their own mouth, I don't want to go to the hospital. I want you to treat me here. If they're not saying that, how are you letting other people overthrow? No, your patient comes first. And if your patient can't respond, even more reason for you to get them to the hospital, for you to call 911. It's not you telling them to, bitch, you a doctor. You should have called 911. That is your job as a doctor. Like, why does somebody have to tell, like, you should have called them. You know, there was nothing else you could do for her. We need to call 911. Well, I'm calling 911 because she needs to be, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do. Like, if she, as far as I can see, this girl's gone. You know, that's what she should have done. And they can't say, oh, no, treat her here, treat her here. No. If she told me, if she was responsive, then and she wanted to stay here, then I would leave her here and we will work on her here. But she's not responsive. So with that being said, I got to call 911. That, again, it's not like Shanquella said herself, I don't want to go to the hospital. Can you work on me here? Can you just do it? She's unresponsive. So that doesn't even make any sense for you to listen to these friends. And obviously, they're hiding something. Obviously, they're afraid. You know, why? Why are they afraid? If this is just alcohol, like, no big deal. I mean, it's not your fault. Okay, the girl drank too much. This happens, you know, but we got to get her out of here because this ain't it. Mm-mm. She, as far as I can tell, she's not even breathing. You know, she should have did the right thing. And that would have been the right thing. Not ask them to come. Like, it's not up to them. It's up to you. It's like, what do you mean? You already knew what was up. I feel like this doctor saw an opportunity. I do. I feel like this doctor saw an opportunity. A bunch of rich kids is how she probably looked at it. Shout out to Kevin. She said, if a huge if, this is her. It proves the doctor lied. No IV pose, shirt not raised to shock her with AED, etc. Yeah, again, and allegedly, um, this photograph was taken when the EMTs first arrived, allegedly. But again, I don't see any of that stuff either. If they weren't moving her around and whatnot, then the IV bags and whatnot should have been very close. And the IV bag didn't take, so it should have been, a full bag. I mean, an empty bag, I could see her discarded, but there's no reason to discard a full bag. I mean, so it should have been somewhere close. That none like that near him. So nothing like that near him. Shout out to Burton. She says, Sean, do you think the doctor was afraid of the Cabo 6? Shout out to everybody for the super chats and super stickers. Y'all are so lit. I love you guys. No. No. And the reason why I feel that way is because I think that they were more afraid of her than I don't think that she was afraid. I don't. I think she saw an opportunity. She sees these kids, because I mean, tourist, working for the villa. She saw an opportunity, and maybe she's saw an opportunity and took advantage of other people as well. Again, I feel like she saw an opportunity. Again, she works for the villa. I'm sure this is not her first rodeo. I'm sure she's been called before for certain, for other things, and whatnot. The people living that come and visit and stay in those big, because that's a big, beautiful villa, and they're, it's not cheap, to stay there. So, and that's just spending thousands of dollars, to just come spend a couple of nights somewhere. It's how they looking at it, like, you got money. So again, I feel like she saw an opportunity and she took it. Being a doctor there and making money is completely different from being a doctor making money in America. And depending on how good of a doctor you are, there's plenty of broke doctors, doctors that's breaking even, still paying for college type of. But yeah, there's a lot of broke doctors. So don't believe that doctor means rich. No, lawyer does not mean rich. Ask Blue Suede. Yeah, those things do not equal rich. You got to be really good at it to be, But yeah, so I think that she took an opportunity. She took advantage. She knew that, she figured that, okay, well, these kids got money. Again, Khalil did ask Salamandra to send him $5,000 because that is how they were going to get her medical assistance, because they don't take insurance, and whatnot. So, he said it's going to be $5,000, to get her medical attention. So again, and Salamandra, from what I'm gathering, said, like, well, she got insurance, so she should be all right. Like, that's kind of weird, that you saying I got to send you $5,000. But again, they could have gotten that money from elsewhere. They definitely could have collectively put some money together. And because again, the doctor was there for hours. So if the doctor is coming to Shanquella deceased, why is she here? 4 hours. They're getting, ish together. Figuring out how to get money together collectively, that stuff takes time. You know, I mean, unless you got one person that just got it, which would have been Shanquella. So with alleged money being stole from her, which is alleged, that money could have been stolen to make sure that certain people were paid, that a certain person was paid. Who knows? I don't know. But I do know that this doctor is a liar. And the only motive that I could see her lying for the Cabo Six is money. I don't think she was afraid of them. Afraid of them for what? They would have no reason to have been threatening her or anything like that. And they damn sure wouldn't have made it out of Mexico threatening her. Because as soon as those police got there, because the police came and first responders. So she would have been fine. All she had to do is, as soon as the police got there, I don't even... Look, they said they're going to get them. They said they're going to do blah, blah, blah to me. Help me. You know, that's all she had to do. She would have been fine. You know, she would have been rescued. She would have been just fine once the police got there. But she didn't. Instead, she vouched for them and like hardcore vouched for them, literally gave them their alibi to be able to leave the country, for them to flee the country after committing a femicide. So yeah, I don't feel like she was scared. I feel that she took an opportunity, is how I feel. Because again, Shanquella passed 15 minutes after her between the injury. That injury did not happen while the doctor was there. That would have been the only way that Shanquella would have been alive, if the injury happened while the doctor was there. So like the doctor would have to been in that room and had seen it when that type of situation. And that is not true. She didn't even get there until after 3:00. So yeah, I mean, yeah, money does talk. Money does talk. It does. So yeah, I absolutely feel that way. Let's get into this. So let's put her back up here and let's get into the police report. So at this point, the patient's friend, Winter Donovan, called 911 to request an ambulance, according to the Observer's Spanish to English translation of the report. This was around 4:20 p.m. Okay. In the meantime, the patient presented with difficulty breathing and a lowered pulse, and they gave her rescue breaths. The doctor, along with a friend, began administering CPR at 4:49 p.m. when Gutierrez detected Robinson stopped having a pulse. So around 5:00 is when this doctor says that Shanquella didn't have a pulse, which is almost an hour and a half, 2 hours after this doctor got there. Although with Alice luxation and the spinal cord injury to Shanquella, she passed away within 15 minutes. This doctor is a liar. She is a liar, saying that Shanquella was having difficulty breathing and that she realized that at 4:49 she no longer had a pulse. And you are lying through your teeth. The girl passed away from Alice luxation. That is a spinal cord injury, meaning she passed away immediately. Pretty much. 15 minutes, man, that's immediate. So it's just like, what? None of this happened. None of this. This is all a lie. Shanquella had a seizure and then Winter called the police. You're lying. You're lying. Shanquella had a seizure after Dejanay did what she did to her early that morning. Before that 15-minute span of her passing away, or right after, is when she had, well, not right after, right before, she had a seizure. Allegedly. She seized at some point which would make complete sense with brain damage. Complete sense. So you're lying. That did not happen. That is bull. I feel that they used Winter because Winter was the one that was more put together. I think Dejanay was a mess. I do. I do. Because again, I don't feel like it was deliberate. So I feel like Dejanay was a mess. I do. It was hard for her to talk to anybody, say anything. She was a mess. Because what she did, she knew she was dead wrong. Dead wrong. So she was probably uncontrollable. And then you got Winter, somebody who was more chill, about the situation. So I feel like that's why they used her more. But this doctor is a complete liar. Complete. The autopsy, it's just like, I don't know and then what makes it worse is that a doctor is saying all of this happened. This isn't a report from a witness. This is a report from a doctor who witnessed all of this stuff. So that's why it's so problematic, because it's not like a random person. Oh, this is a doctor that's saying all of this stuff happened. So it's just like, it gives it merit, credibility, all of that. But with her lying, it does not. Like that's crazy. Ashanta says, I always felt like she was there when the doctor arrived. The 3 hours she allegedly spent there in the villa was them working their lives out. I agree. I think that there were conversations that were being had. I don't feel that it had anything to do with her actually working on Shanquella. I think that when she got there, she took her vitals and whatnot, noticed that certain things was happening, because again, if this is allegedly Shanquella, her body is completely swollen, like ×2. So you would notice as a doctor that certain stages in death has happened. She can't come. If a nurse would know, a doctor would know. So how would you not know? That doesn't make any sense. And then the first thing the doctor says is, we need to get you should get her to a hospital. She needs to be in a hospital. Is the first thing she says. Yeah, that's where you take corpse. People that are no longer here, people that have passed away, you take to the hospital. That's what you do. Absolutely. But this is why I feel like the doctor voluntarily, willingly covered for the Cabo 6. I feel that they paid her, and I don't feel like it was their idea. I feel like it was hers. I feel like it was her idea. She took an opportunity because she had no reason to fear them. No reason to be afraid. It's not like she looked at Shanquella and knew that it was Atlas fixation. So they're vicious. Let me not say or move too fast before they do the same thing to me. No. She had no idea. She had no idea the injury. So yeah, I don't understand. Dr. Derek Sullivan says those white shorts would have been soiled with her body fluids running out and bowels. Whoa. Now there are okay, but what if it happened? Well, no, because no, I'm not saying no to you, doctor. I'm saying, what if that happened and then they changed her into what she has on? Well, no, because there would still be fluids. So no, yeah. I don't think this is her. I don't think this is her, honestly. I don't think this is her. I don't feel that way. She was naked and they what? There are stains on the couch where those stains can be from anything and anybody. But what stains them? What stains them? Um, yeah, me too. Me too. I'm like saying, yep, that's not her. I don't see how people are saying that it is her. I'm like, where's your proof? You, y'all see him on the left. Okay, hold on, look. On the left. But I mean, a stain on the couch, what does that mean? Because the bottom left corner is wet. Oh, okay. I see what y'all mean now. Okay. Not I didn't see it before. Okay. Yeah, that definitely could have been from, but somebody could have spilled. Who knows? We don't, we have no idea what that's from. We have no idea. But why would her clothes be dry if, because the clothes look dry, the clothes don't look wet. And it's pink. So it would be easier to see. But yeah, again, I still don't think that that's her. I don't know. I just don't feel like that's her. And again, it's still mighty convenient. Her face isn't in the photograph, and they have the watermark right over this alleged doctor's face. So I'm just like, yeah, that's trash. That is trash. If we're not gonna see her face, at least make sure that we see the doctor's full face, so that way, that could be anybody. But let's finish this report real quick. So the police arrived and they talked to the doctor who was treating Robinson at 5:25 p.m. It's not clear from the information in the police report exactly what time the ambulance arrived from the 911 call. Now, it's rumored that the 911 call is supposed to be leaked as well. But again, I don't know what that's going to. I'm like, okay, the 911 call gets leaked and. Like, okay, and because it's winter, right? It's supposedly winter. The only real tea that we will get from the 911 call is if it's not winter, if it's somebody else, because then you know for a fact that this doctor's lying. That this doctor's lying. Um, it's a clear pick. It's a clear pick of Shanquella's face. Because as far as I'm concerned, I mean, torso down. I don't really see how that's a description. Purple Queen says, I do agree with you regarding the Kanika Jenkins case. We saw her face. Gerardo needs to show more. No, that's what I'm saying. Like with Kanika, those were some graphic photographs that were placed out there. Very graphic. And then with Shanquella, I don't feel like it would be, as graphic. Kanika's pictures were disturbing because of the state that she passed away, freezing to death. But Shanquella, I just feel like, again, we don't need to see an up close picture of her, just because I don't even feel like her family could necessarily identify if that's her, not especially with the body being swollen, because that's not Shanquella's body frame. It wasn't her body frame. Honestly, it wasn't her. That's not Shanquella's body frame. That girl has no tattoos on her arm. No, you talking about this girl right here in the picture? Because from what I've seen, that Carolina girl shout out to Danny Robinson, because I believe she did a video, and there's another person I saw that did a video on this Carolina Orleans lady, and she does have tattoos. from what I've seen. This person in this photograph does not have tattoos. I did notice that too. So I don't know. This I have no idea. It's too much for me. It is too much for me. It's too much. It's too much. It is absolutely too much. It is too much. And then again, with the body being swollen, how could the doctor, the family even verify if this is Shanquella? I mean, how could they verify it? If we can't, they can't. I mean, there's nothing significant to show that that's Shanquella. Nothing. That's why I said, I mean, if they could at least do nose down, mouth down, something. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And then another thing that I will say too, when Shanquella's funeral happened, from what I gather, she pretty much looked just like her. Even her father never, when he saw her, he said the only thing that, was really, what really made him sad, disheartening, was the bruises and stuff on her face. He didn't say nothing about, how swollen she was. She didn't look like her. Or not. No, he said that she, she looked like her. She just, her face and stuff was just messed up. He didn't say nothing about her. Well, that didn't look like my baby. Nothing like, he didn't say nothing like that. So that's another thing. I'm just like, well, he didn't say nothing about his daughter being extremely swollen, unrecognizable because of her body, from what we're saying. Because again, she was really small. She was a really small girl. Her swelling that much, I really don't get that. I really don't. That's weird. It's weird. It's a little weird. Shout out to K Brack. She says, if this is staged, I don't know where Zuninga would find a deceased POC stage like that. It's just, but I'm not prepared to rule it out. Again, this could be anybody. That's just how I'm looking at it. Like, this could literally be anyone. This could be anybody. And it does not mean that this is the first time that somebody's been injured inside of that villa. So that's something like, what are those pictures actually from? Is this a throwback? Or is this like a current picture? I mean, how long have they had this furniture, and stuff in this Airbnb? Like, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I don't trust him at all. I do not trust Geraldo. I do not trust him. I don't. Thank you for the super sticker. Y'all do know Black people do live in Mexico, right? Agreed. It's a couple of them, 6, 7 of us. Miss T says, I'm kind of glad they did this. Kind of glad they did what? Maybe this photo is them reenacting the scene. Now, I'm not going to say a reenactment. I'm look, anything's possible. As an option, I'll put that out there because anything is possible. But I think that this is a legit picture of a scene, but I don't think it's a picture. I think it's a video. And I think that it is a again, I just don't think that that's Shanquella. I'm just so thrown off by that. I just don't feel like that person on the ground is her. That's what's throwing me off, because I do think this is a real scene. But again, I think with the blurriness and the focus, because this is not, why would you take a picture like that? That's why I feel like it's a video. I feel like it's a video. Because now I can see somebody recording this, but to take a picture that way, how are you verifying who that is? How are you verifying that? That doesn't make sense. You know, I find that a little weird. That's why the face is important with something like this to verify whom is on the floor. Because anybody could be on the floor. This could be a picture from a completely separate incident just at this B&B. How do we know that that's Shanquella? And with the body being as swollen as it is, the only thing that's helpful that makes me think that is like if you look at the bloating around the stomach, you could tell that that person had little to no stomach. And Shanquella was definitely one of those girls. She was a petite thing. So she had little to no stomach. So that I can go with the swelling and the bloating. But like with the legs and the feet, and that just doesn't make any sense to me. That is more so given that this person was already shaped like that, whoever that is on the ground. Shout out to K Bragg for the super sticker. She says the funeral home embalms and the body removes the organs and swelling wouldn't be apparent after they prepare the body. They do great work for families. But again, that's after the funeral home and whatnot embalmed her. Because the autopsy happened right before she came. But did they do? No, they just did one. Yeah, they just did one. Because she was at a whole nother funeral home. Because where she got an autopsy was at, that was in Mexico. Um, the funeral home that did her and like her makeup and all of that stuff, that was in North Carolina. So he saw her when she came back from Mexico. So she would have still been swollen, and whatnot. She wouldn't have been like, funeral home, funeral ready, if you will, funeral ready. She wouldn't have been that yet. She would have been that when she made it to North Carolina. And that funeral home took her and, got her ready for her homecoming, homegoing. So, yeah, when he saw her, he never said anything about her being like unrecognizable because she still would have been unrecognizable being that bloated. I mean, being that swollen, I should say. Because that means her face and whatnot, and then being injured with, your whole face and whatnot being so, she would have definitely been different. It would have been different. It would have been like his baby girl that he just saw, type of situation. All right, her friend. I don't know. It's just weird. It's so weird. I don't know. I don't know. I want to see. We need to verify if this is that doctor. We need to verify that. That's what we need to do. Y'all send Shine Everywhere Show at IG. Y'all send me pictures of this woman. Send me pictures of Dr. Carolina Orleans. We need to compare it because that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna compare these pictures and see if that's a gordita. What is it? What's a gordita? We need to compare these pictures. We need to see if this doctor is the doctor in this photograph. We also need to see what allegedly, okay, because we need to go back over Nazir videos. Because did Nazir say in his videos what Shanquella was wearing? I don't recall him saying what she was wearing. Maybe he didn't. Maybe. I don't know. Because we got to retrace some steps now. Since they making us solve the case, since we got to figure it out, since they don't want to do nothing. We need to figure this out. We need to look and see if the doctor is this doctor. Okay. And we also need to figure out what Shanquella was wearing because, again, I don't trust Geraldo as far as I can throw. That troll. I don't trust him at all. Oh, no, honey. So, but I need to get out here. I was only supposed to stay like 30 minutes. I told my kids, I'm going to do like 30 minutes, I promise. I'm here an hour and a half later. So shout out again to Chantel. You are so sweet. And everybody else for the super stickers. K-Bragg, you was over here showing out too. Shout out to all of y'all for the super stickers and support. I love you guys. Again, justice for Shanquella. We will be live again tomorrow. I'm all over this. I'm all over this, but it's getting late. But yeah, we're all over this. We're all over this. Y'all send me pictures of Dr. Carolina Aurelius or Renlelas. Gays. Send me pictures of her so we can see if that's her. Because again, I don't trust Geralda at all. But I love y'all. And until the next show, y'all have a good night. Sweet dreams.
Fresh, 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 flex, fresh, fresh.